All right, y'all. You guys know Nate. If you don't, y'all need to check out his YouTube channel. How they find your channel, Nate?
At Nate Motivates.
All right, I'll put the link in the description below. But he's been documenting the journey of this barbershop. We said we were gonna get this thing successful and popping in 6 months or less. How many months has it been?
It's been 2 months and 3 weeks.
We are chugging. We're doing great.
Yes.
We got great progress. So if you want to see the documentation of barbershop from starting it to building it and getting that clientele going, you know, check out his channel. Today we're gonna be featuring him as one of our headlines barbers. He's one of our team leaders, and he's gonna be showcasing his skill set, right? You're gonna give some gems.
Facts.
Right.
Free game.
So what we doing?
Let me get a taper.
What kind of taper?
Skin taper.
You got a picture? I'm real big on asking the client for a picture because tapers could be different. You know what I mean? What I learned is a taper could be called a taper, a brook, so many different ways to call a taper nowadays, so especially where they from.
Oh, he trying to do the JT.
Yeah. You must be a Celtic fan. First things first, whenever I'm cutting somebody, I want to find out the direction of the hair. Like
his hair growth in the back.
It's crazy.
It reminds me of mine.
For me, I like to knock the easy steps out first. I'm gonna put my guideline, and then I'm gonna line up the back of the neck, and that way I can just get to work. One of my mentors taught me, Chris Bazio, was the efficiencies of your system. So for me, he wants like more of a mid-taper. So I like to use the top of the ear as my mark. If it's a mid-taper, I go straight across. If it's a high taper, I go from top of the ear to the corner. If it's a low taper, I go from here and I angle it down.
Those are gems.
I like to use my pointer finger to hold down the ear whenever I'm lining up around the neck. So your clippers don't have to be zero gap in order for them to hit. I'm lying. In the words of Shannon Crab, S-Crab blends. Stop lying.
Yeah, I know S-Crab. He likes his.
I can't cut with Shannon's trimmers.
He likes to be able to cut through steak with his.
Shannon's clippers are surgical, but then again, Shannon has a different, softer touch than most people. Just go ahead and put my guideline back here in the back. As you can tell, he don't like his taper too high back here. For me, I like to do the shaver now. I know some people think differently of it. As you can see, I'm not taking it all the way up to my guideline. I like to leave a little bit of hair there, and I just take my trimmer. And honestly, this is where my fading begins, because I just want to make sure I have no harsh guideline. In the beginning, when I started cutting hair, I had a hard problem of getting my guideline out, because I used to take my shaver all the way to the top. No guard, clipper open, create my first initial guideline. And then for me personally, I like to go ahead and take that out right away. So I use an open, middle, close method.
Can you show what that means?
First guideline will be all the way open. My next stroke pattern will be middle, and last but not least will be closed. So this would be middle, pass it over 1 or 2 times. I'll detail more later, and then I'll close it all the way, take out that bottom line. And as you can see, it's pretty much taken out already. And if I want to go back just to make sure, I tend to just go right back to the middle, pass it over 1 more time, and that should give me the touches that I want for right now.
Okay, boy, okay. Out there taking the sign out.
Yo, you know what's so crazy about him?
He didn't even work here.
He don't even work here yet, but here's the dopest thing about it. He never knew that he was gonna work here. He actually started off as my client. All right, got inspired because of the culture that we created here, that he got inspired to leave his job at IT and go into barber school. Got into barber school and just kept coming around shadowing us because he knew he just wanted to learn and get better. Kept shadowing us, you know, notice to it. We needed another barber in here, and he graduates at the middle of May, and we offered him a job here. He comes every time he doesn't have school. He comes here, willingly holds the sign outside for the barbershop, knowing that he's not gonna get any clients, and does it willingly. Comes, sweeps, cleans the glass. I mean, those are the type of people you want on your team. I mean, so when people ask us, how do we hire barbers? We really don't hire barbers, man. They find us because they know what type of culture we have.
Gravitate towards us. Check him out there. That's him right there.
It's even doper when you say it out loud.
Holding that sign.
All right, man, we're all the way open with the 1 guard.
All the way open with the 1.
And kind of just using my corners, all right? As you can see, like the last 3 or 4 teeth is what I'm using to create my next guideline. I do the same open middle concept with my 1, and the 2 and above, I just do open close. It's gonna be 1.5. One thing I learned coming up early from Bazio was the 1.5 guard. I only use at half and my half guard at halfway point. Mathematically, if you know the math of your guards, which I didn't before I got in here, it just makes mathematical sense when blending. All right, so now that'll be my next guideline I'm looking to get out. The last guard I'm gonna do is the 2 all the way open, kind of flicking out so I'm not digging into this because he's growing all this out.
Crazy how when you use the clipper, it pushes the hair up so it doesn't look good. But then when you comb it down, you see that blend is coming in.
You see
nice.
the blends coming in together, yeah. And that's why in the beginning, like I said, it's very important to just comb it out and see the hair pattern. You see this hair is going this way.
You're back to the 1 guard?
Yeah, 1 guard. I saw a little guideline here I wanted to take out.
What guards are you using? The Marty Blends one?
Yeah, Marty Blends, man. Major shout out to Marty Blends, man. Kind of saw his come up, and so always been a distant supporter. I mean, so shout out to Marty, man. Last guard I didn't use is the half guard. I'm gonna start open right now just to see how much it takes off first, and then work it to the middle. Drop it in the middle. See, taking that guideline right out. Oh, that dark spot when I was looking in the mirror. I just want to smooth that out a little bit, so I went to my 1.5.
You saw that because you looked in the mirror?
Yep, definitely recommended, man. You can't look at a haircut from one angle the whole time.
Guys, follow along. He's gonna do the same exact steps, right?
Yep, same exact steps.
Because he's got a system in place.
Yeah, early on I didn't have a system in place, and it would take an hour on a haircut that should have took 30 minutes.
What's your slots right now?
My slots right now are 45 and an hour. 45 for a haircut, an hour for a haircut and beard. I give myself some time to like upsell, because I do hot towel services, I do extra services that can color enhancements, exfoliation of the face. So different things I offer that give me more time to do that if I wanted to offer that to that particular client. And I'm not at the regular shop price either. So I've built a clientele to where they like the time that I give them for their haircut. But it wasn't always like that. I was at 35 and 45 for my first 3 years of my career here.
And just so y'all know, haircuts here are 25 bucks. So 25 for the cut, 35 with beard, right?
Yep.
You know, that's what you start out with, and then, you know, once you get booked, then you can raise your prices to premium rate. And that's where Nate is at now. He's charging premium rates.
Yep.
He said he wants to surpass S-Craft over here.
Facts. That's why I brought Shannon with me, man. Ever since I started working next to Shannon, my ticket went up. So, you know, he got that.
Got that good luck.
He got that good juju on him.
Shannon be getting the best tips too.
Facts. His tips are not normal.
So you got your 2 open, same thing he did last time. Breaking out to debulk.
And you see the line come right out from the bolt line he had right there.
Some people would use like clipper over comb, but there's 1,000 ways to, man, get some good results in a haircut. All that matters to me is efficiency and results.
And I may do that later. Like in the beginning, I just look to run through my steps that I'm used to doing, and then when it comes to detailing, maybe use even some thinning shears as well.
Yeah.
Early on, I used to always get caught up on detailing way too early.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I spent 20 minutes on one side on a 30-minute haircut.
For a while, you were doing 30-minute haircuts, right?
Oh yeah, my first 3 years.
What made you go up again? Because of the upsell stuff?
Yeah, my upsell stuff. And I built more of a relationship with my clients, so I don't mind the time slot that I had with them. And when I started charging what I charged, what I used to take me to 15 haircuts to do, now I was making it 8.
Once you raised your prices, you were able to get more comfortable. Instead of, you know, having to hustle for the money, you got more comfortable because you could afford to, right? Because the price raise subsidized the increase in how long you take per cut, right?
I basically bought some of my time back. Just recently, you know, ever since the start of the 6-figure mentorship, you know, I kind of got remotivated to crank it back up, you know what I mean? Because now the goals are different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you've been working more days.
Oh yeah, a lot more days. I mean, when we launched this barbershop February 2nd, I went to 6 days a week for like the first almost 2 months.
Yeah.
And then once I started getting comfortable with the guys, the more comfortable I got with them, the more I felt like, okay, now I can get back to going to shows, and just did my first show in last.
Chicago. How was it?
ABS was dope, man. I like ABS, man. ABS is a lot of people that want to learn. It's a big show, man. Like, almost takes like a whole 2 days to walk around that whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, because they got.
I've never been. So just so you guys know, Nate is also an educator for us at Team 45. On the academy, also at the shows, you can catch him giving game.
Here's the half guard, using the half guard.
You want to tell them how we met? Because people ask all the time, yo, yeah, but Chris, you got a great team. Guys, it's not something that you just sign up for, right? It's something that you nurture, right? Those relationships and the team that you're building. A lot of people don't know our history together.
That's crazy, because when I tell people our story, one of the main questions we get at shows is like, yo, how do I become an affiliate? I said, bro, we're not even really affiliates, man. It's like we're family, you know what I mean? Because me and you, man, when it comes to my detailing, I'm a Masters guy, man. This is the clipper I grew up on, the Quarter Masters. So I got 2 of these wireless ones now, 2 different blades, but this is what I like to use to detail.
They just redid them. They're supposed to be a lot more quiet now.
Oh yeah.
Andis don't send us nothing, so we wouldn't be able to.
I know, Andis, come on, man. Come on, man. We support y'all, man. We got y'all. We like y'all products, man. Show us some love, man. But yeah, back to how you and I met. I was your client first. I moved to Tampa as a school teacher. I was a teacher and a football head coach. When I got the job out here in Tampa, I needed a new barber. You know, that's what you do whenever you first move to a new city, is find a new barber. Somebody recommended me to you. I think, what, you were 25?
Hell no.
2013? No, I was 25. You were 24, 23.
24. Yeah, 24 or 23, yeah. That was over 10 years ago, guys.
Yo, calm down. Calm down. Why you gotta say all that?
Bro, over 10 years ago. We getting old, bro.
Yeah.
We getting old.
So over 10 years ago, we met, and we met because, honestly, we was in the same network marketing company. I needed a new barber. You was in town. They recommended me to you. I came, and you was different, bro. Like, I told you I cut hair on the side, and it was a side hustle. You're like, nah, man, you need to be a barber. I'm gonna change the game. We're gonna make this thing cool to be a barber. And that's how you were talking back then. I didn't know. This is before Toon. This is before Pie. This is before all that. I just gravitated towards that, man. A couple years later, I watched you grow. I remember when you were making the shave joint, you used to test sample it on my face, and some of that stuff used to burn. You know what I mean? Some of it stank. You know what I mean? So I definitely saw the trial and error when it came to that. That's crazy. You used to have little white bottles. And I'm like, yo, Nate, I'm still working on it.
Yeah, I used to make fun of it because it was like a white, creamy look.
Watch you do that, then you came out with the shave shave gel. And, you know, I kept doing my coaching thing. I messed around and caught a DUI, and I lost my job. And that's when I really started rethinking things, because as a young adult, that was the first time I found out like someone else controlled my money. And that didn't sit well with me at all.
You know, it's interesting that a lot of people will tell me they don't want to be a barber because they want stability. That's kind of the same reason why you want to be a barber, right? Because you'll always have a way to make money no matter what.
Wherever,
right?
Wherever, whenever. And for me, it's like, it was an eye-opener, because here I was making fun of you, because like, yo, let's be a barber, be a barber. I'm like, dude, you work every Saturday. I got off every Saturday. Hello? I heard you, boy. I listened to my consultation. He don't take the shave in the back of the neck. He got scared.
He got scared, turned,
yeah, boy,
broke his neck.
Boy, hey, no. I know y'all saw that on that camera. Killed himself. It was
broke his neck.
So yeah, you was always thinking innovatively, and I was there in the beginning of the shave gel, and I got my DUI, and you know, I got fired, and I went back to teach for 2 more years, but I kept watching you a little bit closer, and you just kept, hey man, you got a chair right here whenever you decide. And then finally, after a while, you come out with the shave gel, you start doing the whole YouTube thing. I think I had like 4 of your first like 20 videos.
Yeah.
Because I was stressing bad in life. I had alopecia because of stress. But fast forward, I asked you if I could work for you. I was at a point in my life, I was like, man, I want to be my own boss. And so you told me go to school, take the test, and I had a job. The day I passed my test is the day I started at the Land Lakes location, 6 years ago.
What's the highest guard?
Two open. 2. Everything else I'll clip over comb or thin and shear. That's kind of my common ground when it comes to a taper. You can see taking rid of that bulk line that he had right there. I got an apartment next to the shop.
Look. Some of you guys will not drive too far to a shop. This man moved so he could be closer to a shop.
Bro, I had a whole townhouse. I had a whole townhouse, and I moved my grandma and my uncle out here, and I gave that to them just to move to an apartment out this way, just so I could work at the barbershop. Oh, so in the beginning of the shop, I was Ubering from Temple Terrace to the barbershop. That was like a $60 round trip. So what I would do is I'll come into the shop an hour earlier before everybody else, just so I could get a walk-in.
You were working 5 or 6 days a week at that time.
That was 6 days a week.
So look at that. That's $360 a week he was spending on Ubers, guys, so he can get to the shop.
I spent $30K on Ubers, over $30K on Ubers in 3 years. You didn't say much to me, bro. You just told me this FILO rule. You're like, be the first one in, last one out. It's like, you do that for a year, you be straight. And I just trust you. And that's what I did. I mean, my first year, I replaced my teacher income. My second year, I doubled my teaching income. Mind you, I was a football coach and a teacher for 4 years, and the most I ever made was $37,500. Yeah. That's with my coaching stipend. But it's crazy because, like, and this is no knock to anybody I work with, but man, I started off as the new barber in the shop, and within 3.5 years, manager to now, I didn't hire almost everybody that comes to Headline now. Nothing but I believed in the system, plugged into it. More importantly, man, I don't mind sharing it with anybody that's willing to learn it. The back taper taking a little bit longer, because as you can see, I kind of like want to create a silhouette. Nah, but this barbering thing changed my life, man. This is crazy. Like, who would have thought a pair of clippers would have opened up the doors that it has opened?
To me, it's really cringe when barbers go on social media and brag about their prices, because that's your clients are seeing that. You know what I mean? Like, and the only thing to me that matters is what you make it per year. What are you bringing home? So you could advertise that you're doing $30 haircuts all day and have an average ticket of $65, $70. Depends on how your business is, right? To me, that's the right way to do business. Imagine if the car dealership you just bought was bragging about how they taxing everybody. Like, it's crazy.
No, it's wild to me, man. And what's crazier is this, that I have a handful of clients, and when I mean a handful, like a good 10 that don't tip.
Yeah.
But guess what? They book every 2 weeks. Yep. They book every week. I'm okay with that.
Hey, man, see you.
Great seeing you. Bye, little man. Bro, the perfect kid to get on YouTube. Bro. Doesn't say a word.
He got a good dad. I've been on his dad for like 10 years.
I know, I remember. He used to come to you in North There.
I used to cut his hair. I would say half the clients that come to all the headlines were my clients. Hey, that's how busy I used to be.
No cap. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. No, hey, listen.
I used to be busy as hell.
This man put a lot of money in my pockets to this day. I ain't gonna cap. For real.
Bro, I literally used to do 100 haircuts a week, bro. The first time I hit 85, I'm like, man, I'm trying to hit 100. Got to 100, and I just started doing that every week, man. But I had to, because we were charging $18 back then.
That's a fact. I forgot about that.
We started at 16, then 18. I remember we got so scared to go to 20. The way we raised our prices from 18 to 20 was so bad that people were complaining about the price raise, because everybody was scared. But when you raise your prices with conviction, like...
Yeah. Sometimes with your guards, man, you can't get this hard spot. Shout out to Gentleman Republic. Yeah, I mean, they hooked me up with this comb at the show. Able to see the hair a whole lot clearer than on my gray comb that I had. Shout out to Shannon, man. I can't even take credit.
This is S-Craft's technique. When he does it on social media, people don't believe that it helps any, but
oh man,
if y'all have seen his cuts, man, you already know.
I'm not ashamed to say it, man. That man helped me so much get better.
Nonetheless, we appreciate you giving us game, bro.
I appreciate you. Whenever you're doing your C-cut, all right, what I like to do is I like to start at the top, my initial line at the top, and then I start at the bottom, and I let it kind of meet halfway using the edge of my clipper. I had a bad tendency of starting at the very top
And then working your way
and
down.
working my way down and end up digging all the way inside their line.
Yeah.
At least with this, it helps you control how much you're gonna go in with the C-cut.
Yeah, and it won't flow well into the beard if you do it that way too.
Facts.
Well, the feared.
Yeah, whatever you call this thing. I mean, it's a good little 0.4.
He can catch a line on the top.
Yeah,
the top there. Kind of helps you soften it up.
Soften it up, make it more smoother transition, and it's a little safer too. You know what I mean? Especially with a taper, man. We're not gonna cut all that hair. We just wanted the little small baby hairs. I see a lot of barbers would have went ahead and just chopped that off. Yeah. He wants to let that grow in, but we are gonna give him some type of nice little lineup in the front. He got a calic right here where that hair's going. What I recommend whenever you're lining something up like this, it's hard to get a direct hit and get it to go the way. But when you're hitting it, it's kind of like sliding, not on the skin, but as you're touching the hair.
The Beam Team XL, you can
The
get
best air compressor in the market.
Let's go, the strongest, the biggest motor, the highest pressure. You can get these at tune45.com.
I like to keep my color nice and natural looking.
It only runs when you pull the trigger because it has an air tank in it. Only compressor that I know of that has that. We built it from scratch because there was nothing else out there like it.
Let's go ahead and look at it. Already a straight lineup. This is used to enhance our already good haircut, not to create one.
And crispy.
Come on, man. All right.
You got the weakest razor handle I've ever seen in my life. I'm just kidding. Whoever's razor handles that, it's a joke.
Man, this is Alibaba, man.
Oh, okay. That's Alibaba. I ain't mad. He got the weakest razor I've ever seen in my life.
He's gonna make me go get my one off your station. Listen, I usually rock out with my 245 one. That's on me.
Nate, we appreciate all the game. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure all mine.